we want to speak a little bit about the design that we approach our program with, and those core routines that you've just heard about, and how those drive some of the other aspects of our program, particularly the way that they show up in development of self and walking in a good way through the world and having good conduct. So we'll get back to that in more detail. Jennifer can share a few words first.
Yeah, so every moment at Camp Corvid is designed to role model these different core routines and different ways to incorporate nature connection into your life. We do have some planned skills, which we call guild time, and those, though, are only a small part of the whole role modeling package. So whereas a lot of other classes that you'll go to, the point of the class is the skill you're learning. We will teach fire by friction or wild foods or track ID or things like that, skills like that. But those are a small part of what we're hoping to deliver with Camp Corvid. So our main focus is, like I said, role modeling how to be in a relationship with nature, how to have deep nature connection in your life.
Once those routines start to come in and it's been modeled, and we've created what we're calling cultural mentoring, where all of our staff and as many of you as want to play along are modeling this curiosity and these ways of being connected to nature, self, and others. When all of that happens, you can talk to the teachers and the people that have been doing this for a while. I just got a beautiful letter today, actually, from one of our teachers that's done this for a long, long time, and she talked a lot about this sort of X factor of, like, when all of these forces are at play, and even though it doesn't feel as structured or as pointed to a content piece, but this whole thing is working and moving, this really beautiful thing starts to happen, and this community feel comes in. And one of the key threads to that is our personal conduct. And, just a little anecdote story for you all. I taught in public schools for a number of years before we started this program. And I just remember how intense it is to manage behavior in a classroom setting where the stimulus is limited and the focus is really, really there on content all the time. And there's a lot of expectations for the teacher to deliver that. The number of times that I had to step in and manage negative behaviors, versus the 13 years that I've been doing this program in nature, using this model, I can literally count on one hand, and it doesn't even take the whole thing, how many times I've had to really step in and facilitate a difficult situation with behavior, working with thousands of children. So there's a really powerful thing that happens here, and it inspires and brings forth good conduct. And nature is helping us to see that. Nature reflects back to us what we are and who we are. And really, the primary question that we get from nature is, who are you? And there's a lot of power in engaging with that. And for the kids, it's less in their heads. That's not how they're engaging with nature. That's a little bit more of an adult perspective. But it's still there nonetheless. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to do this and to watch what happens to children and adults alike when they step into these nature connection routines, and watching how their conduct changes and shifts and moves toward away from self-centered thinking and toward service and toward understanding the ecology of relationships, because we're learning it on the land, and then we're bringing it into our own way of being with each other. It's very, very powerful stuff, and we're excited that you get to come and be part of it.